Hey there, I'm Brian.
And I'm Berg.
And we're
chilling in the
Conejo.
Conejo.
Hey, today we're down here with Moe at the Healing Tree Tea Bar and Apothecary. We usually think of other countries when we think of tea, but tea's big here in America in the Conejo Valley too. So we wanted to introduce you to Moe, who's a walking encyclopedia of tea. So Moe, how did you get into the tea phenomenon, and how did it lead to a business like this?
Well, I grew up drinking tea with my family, and just over time, throughout the years, I learned to appreciate Chinese tea, and so much so that it's evolved into a business, a family business at that. So it's taken me to Taiwan to meet with wonderful purveyors of tea, and just have made great connections with tea lovers and tea enthusiasts here at the Healing Tree in the Conejo Valley. Thank you for having me.
So your building here looks like a medieval type of doctor's office. Tell us about some of the stuff that are in these jars and how they're used in different ways.
Okay, we carry fine tea from around the world, also herbs from around the world as well. So not just traditional Chinese medicine, which we specialize in, but we also specialize in herbs from India, our Ayurvedic tradition of herbs, to American herbs as well. So we like to carry a wonderful selection of organic tea and herbs, something for everyone to enjoy, someone who's looking to improve health, improve vitality, and also, of course, just the pure pleasure and enjoyment of just sitting down amongst friends, discussing important topics of the day, and just relaxing with tea.
What kind of tea are we having today?
Today we have pu'er tea.
That's my favorite, the pu'er.
Yeah, and as you know, pu'er tea is considered a living tea. It contains healthy probiotics. So when you drink this tea,
that's delicious.
You're infusing your body, mind, and especially your intestinal gut bacteria to these bacteria, this healthy flora. So, cheers.
Yeah, that's really good.
Something you should
I enjoy that a lot. So can you talk a little bit about all the different teas in a? What's the difference between white and green and pu'er and?
Sure. The main difference is the rates of oxidation. So what happens between a white is that the white leaf is raw, just like a raw green leaf. So it's a raw product that hasn't been processed, and by processing meaning that there hasn't been any activation of enzymes. What they do is they take the leaves and bruise the tea leaves. So you take any kind of leaf and you bruise the leaf, it becomes a little bit darker. So it sets off a chemical cascade for the oxidative process to begin. And so what makes a raw green and a raw white different from your oolongs, your pu'ers, and your black tea is the fact that we've effectively bruised the tea leaf and then halted that enzymatic reaction.
Yeah.
So that
capture that moment in time.
You got it.
And they call that killing the green.
You got it. So you kill the green, by pan frying and sun drying,
right,
as well. Let's see. I think it was in the Tang Dynasty that Lu Yu compiled the first Cha Jing, or tea manual on how to brew tea. So he later became a deified god. Yeah. Which is the tradition
like what
of
people do on YouTube today.
Yes, yeah, YouTube gods, rock gods, you got tea gods, right?
Yeah.
So these were the early rock stars. So as a result, there was the aristocracy, because the production methods weren't around. So during that time, tea wasn't available for everyday people, for common people. So only the aristocracy had an in-house tea master. So it was only until the Song dynasty that came after the Tang, right, that you see this new productions being made. So as these technologies made its way, it allowed access to greater diversification of tea drinking and the myriad forms of vessels. And within each dynastic tradition, it changes over time. Like, for example, when Genghis Khan, the Mongols, took over, they adored pu'er tea. So, of course, advancements in pu'er tea, were made, and as a tribute to the emperor as well. So each unique, specific time period, gives us a bit of historicity as a way to appreciate that time frame, that time period.
Mo, talk about what else you offer other than the beautiful teas and the whole drinking experience, the Ayurvedic. What's behind us in these rooms?
Okay, I'm a practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine, and we offer modalities in conjunction with my work. Primarily traditional Chinese medicine, and I've discovered something quite fascinating, which is scientific German New Medicine by Dr. Hammer. So what I've done is I've paired the two. So traditional Chinese medicine on one hand, and then German New Medicine on the other. So what German New Medicine does is it allows us to explore emotional causality of illnesses. And I infuse this with Chinese medicine, and as a result, there was an aha moment where I saw TCM in a different light now. Now TCM is light years ahead of what we consider to be illness, because now we're dealing in accordance with TCM, Qi level diseases, where it's beyond the biomolecular, where a blood test sometimes is inconclusive and it doesn't give a picture, but of course the client is coming in, the patient is coming in saying, okay, I feel something is off, and there's definitely something off, but none of the blood tests can pick it up. So this is what the medicine I do can really help at this level. So what I do is I get the body to express toxins directly onto the skin using 3 different modalities. One is percussion therapy. I take 2 bamboo sticks and I percuss along certain body mapping regions or meridian systems that correspond with the brain, an emotional system of the psyche, and also organ system. So they're one system. And Dr. Hammer's system of medicine talks about this as well. So the second modality that I use, and of course bruising comes up. So it could be, really dark colors, like really black, really purple, green, red, or even sometimes yellow. So these all mean something. And the longer the stagnation has had time to sit, the darker the color, because there's lack of blood flow to that area. I also employ cupping to create space. If there are adhesions, if the tissue is stuck like this, we want to create space so there's flow, so qi and vital nutrients can flow. So it's all about flow. So any pain that we experience is the lack of flow, like a traffic jam, right? What we're dealing with here is an emotional biological program that the body elicits. So this is what Dr. Hammer brings to the table.
Can we apply these principles to the 405 freeway?
You sure can. So we can just, break it up a bit.
I think the more the interchange right here at the 23 is.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
They're busting it up a bit and recreating.
They could use some improved qi over there.
And lastly, I do gua sha, which is scraping, which all these deal with different layers of the tissue. So sometimes I do percussion, lots come out. Sometimes I do percussion on another individual, nothing comes out, and then at the gua sha, scraping level, more comes out. So it depends on what we're holding at that layer. Yes.
So.
Well, there you have it. History, medicine, an aperitif enjoyment. Tea is pretty much everything. We thank Mo for hosting us over here this morning. We learned a lot. Hope you will too. If you're into tea or you want to discover anything about tea, come on down here to the Healing Tree. and Mo can help pick out just the right perfect thing for you.
Thank you
Thanks,
for having
Mo.
me, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.